People want what they can't have. I bet if you're clicking on this video, you have no idea how to flirt. When you see someone cute, you literally just like stand back and you're so awkward, and that's completely okay. You don't have to change your entire personality in order to get someone to like you, and honestly, you shouldn't. Anyone who comes online and tells you to be inauthentic to yourself in order to attract someone is just trying to sell you something at the end of the day. Every single person I have dated or talked to has always come back. They have reached out to me on fake accounts, they've texted me with those fake numbers, and it's to a point where it's like, do you want that? Like, do you really want someone to be obsessed with you? Because I'm gonna let you in on the secrets, but don't be mad when you get the adverse effects like I've gotten. Also beware that if someone is like consistently reaching out to you or harassing you, that is like not good. I'm not glorifying that, but today's video is all about having someone you like be attracted to you on a base level and actually be the one who chases you. First things first, I want to dismantle this idea that you should chase someone in general. I don't believe someone should chase you, nor do I believe that you should chase someone. I believe the best way is when there's mutual attraction to each other. Matched energy creates more intensity, but we can't deny the natural push and pull of women and men dynamics. Men are typically the ones that push or go towards the woman and are initially attracted in, and women are the ones that tend to attract or pull someone in. Which brings me into my first point: detachment. Okay, you need to detach from this idea that men validate you as a woman. If you are watching this video as a woman, which a lot of my advice is going to happen to be tailored towards women because I cannot speak on the male experience or how to flirt as a man. Girlies, we need to take men off the pedestal that we place them on. Your attention is what gives them power over you. I made a video a while back called "A Crush is a Lack of Information." So when you have a crush on someone, you're initially attracted to whatever idea you have of them, but simultaneously they can be attracted to whatever idea they have of you. So when I say detachment, it's not learning to not care about what they say or magically just like erase your feelings out of nowhere. It's actually redirecting your energy back into yourself and understanding that their lack of attention or presence of attention isn't going to determine your inherent value and worth. I hate using the term high value woman because it's so associated with things online that I don't want to be associated with, but like, you are a high value woman because of what you pour into yourself. You nurture yourself. You understand yourself. And this idea that you have to act super confident and hot and outspoken is so nonsense, because not everyone is born to be an extrovert or someone who just naturally has a lot of confidence. Confidence is not earned by the way you present yourself. Confidence is earned through growth and actually looking within to dismantle your insecurities. So the lie we typically fall into is we place men on a pedestal. We start to like someone and we'll put this idea of them in our minds where it's like, I need their approval in order to be worthy, in order to feel like I'm enough. And we won't even consciously recognize we're doing this. We'll just engage in content that takes us out of our worthy energy and into what's called our proving energy. And so the goal isn't to detach from your emotions, right? You are an emotional person and it's okay to have feelings for someone. I think it's perfectly fine to validate that and acknowledge them. But what I want you to do is I want you to look in the mirror. And it might feel really silly at first, but I want you to affirm to yourself, my worth is not determined by anyone or anything. I am magnetic and I am the woman of his dreams. And again, you can replace whatever pronouns you would like to use, but affirming to yourself that you are someone's dream partner is something that is so validating. Why? Because if they won't, another one will. And this goes for literally anything. But learning that your worth is not based on whether someone is involved with you romantically is something that's so big, but also literally makes you more magnetic. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't want to force someone to love you. They must choose to love you. It's kind of like a butterfly, right? The second that you start chasing it, it runs away. But the moment that you are still with yourself, it might come and land on you, right? Next, we're going to want to play into their fantasy. If any of you have read The Art of Seduction book by Robert Greene, he talks about different archetypes and how we all have a fantasy that people want to fulfill. You will never convince someone to like you until you understand why you like yourself. In fact, you can't convince someone of anything. If you're not their dream archetype, if you're not what they are attracted to, there's no moving forward. And that's just me being completely honest. But your energy can be more attractive when you lean into your archetype. I actually made a video about the art of seduction archetypes, so go check that out if you want after this video. But I want to talk about something called the art of genuine interest. And it really isn't an art, it's just learning how to conversate with men, okay? Girlies, let me know down in the comments if you really relate to this, but I feel like when I'm talking with my girlfriends, we can kind of like interrupt each other and like play with each other's words and everything. But when you first start to meet a guy, oftentimes people don't ask men questions about themselves a lot unless they're like really, really attractive men. This is when you immerse yourself in what this person is interested in. One of the best ways to shoot your shot without being super direct is allowing them to be in a friend group setting and then asking them directly about their interests. See if they engage in the conversation with you and actually want to talk to you. Ask follow-up questions about their hobbies. Remember details that they've told you before. Share related experiences or thoughts. Also, don't be afraid to let out a little bit of your silly side and actually share jokes. And a lot of people are scared to share jokes about themselves to their crush. But the reality is, would you actually want that person if they didn't understand that part of you? And yes, there is a difference. You don't want to go off the deep end and say something insensitive, but being your genuine, funny self is what's going to attract people who like you for who you actually are. That goes back to being unapologetically yourself. Now, I want to say there is a difference between interrogation and interest. Some key signs you want to look out for that this person doesn't like you is number one, they're short. If you're texting them, they just don't respond to messages. If you're in person, they always try to walk away from you, or their body language is always turned away from you. They never look you in the eyes. Okay, if someone doesn't look you in the eyes when they're talking to you, and you don't have to stare at someone, right? That is a huge sign that they're showing disinterest and that they're actually distracted by something else. Don't pretend to love everything they love. Don't make them the center of your universe. Decenter men. Now, I want to take a second to talk about the decenter men movement because this video is actually going to kind of coincide with it. I believe it's so important to not allow men to be the center of our lives, but I also simultaneously believe that liking a man isn't inherently pick me. We have turned this whole pick me thing upside down. When a woman wants a man, it's turned into this thing it's completely not. It's okay to want a boyfriend. Like, can we not act like having a relationship or wanting male attention is inherently a negative thing? It's a bad thing if you center your entire life around it. You don't do something unless you know that you're gonna get attention from men for it. But doing little things to impress your crush or flirting a little is entirely innocent. Reciprocation is everything when it comes to the decentering men process. Even if you do start talking to this person and it becomes serious, do not suffocate them. That's gonna bring me into my next point, okay? When you are up someone's they will not like you. A very common theme in our society is that women will tend to be a little bit more anxiously attached, where men will be more avoidant attached. And if you don't know your attachment style, go ahead and click the quiz in the link in my description. It's a free quiz. It's the best one that I have personally found. All you have to do is like make an account. There's a lot of like attachment style quizzes that pay like $2 and I literally hate that. But it gives you kind of like a grid of where you're at in your attachment style. And it also talks about things like your parental relationships and also your relationships with your friends, so I really love that. But learning about your attachment style can give you a glimpse of how you need to react when you're starting to feel insecure. Because when you start to feel insecure, that's when those attachment issues are going to start bubbling to the surface. Collectively, standards have been lowered. One of the main things to remember about decentering men is that you are not made for a man. Like, your life is not based on whether this man likes you. And I know that sounds very like duh, but it's literally been conditioned that, you know, we want to get married, we want to have a family. It's okay to want companionship, and that's completely valid. I feel like it's so normalized to put someone on a pedestal and then turn the knife on ourselves when we feel like we're not doing enough. And it really goes back to your attachment style as well, because the second that those traumas start bubbling up, why does it hurt so bad when they don't text you back? Well, because of your abandonment wound, right? You fear that this person is going to abandon you, and you expect that real love is not abandonment. So when they show you that they don't want to text you all day and they're disinterested in you, it stings a little bit because you became attached to them loving you in the way that you desire. But the way you love yourself is abandonment right now. That's why you have this attachment style that is anxious. And this is something that I'm currently working through, because I actually have a fearful avoidant attachment style. I do that like push and pull thing, and it's definitely not the best, but what I've learned is that I cannot expect someone to love me if I don't love myself in a way that makes me feel like I'm enough. And I'm not saying that you always have to be in 100% love with yourself. I do think that there's still ways you can work on yourself and also learn about yourself through a relationship, because the truth is, being alone is a lot easier. Like, once you get over this idea that you have to have a partner in order to be happy, you genuinely are a lot more happy when you're alone because of the fact that you've built yourself up to this point. But then when you open up to someone, it starts to hurt a little bit because of the fact that you are learning more about attachment wounds that you have not healed. So what do we do about this, right? We bring ourselves back to center, and I want you to write a letter to yourself in the perspective of your future husband, wife, or partner. Write that letter and allow yourself to feel the love that that person or that soul is going to give you. This is so important because it affirms that the person that is your person is out there. When someone is showing you something that you don't want, it can be easy to try to stay and convince someone to love you. But when you are convincing someone to love you and accept you, it's because you are trying to accept the parts of yourself that you are subconsciously rejecting. I know that was a lot, but Bessie, you needed to hear it in order to understand why you want male validation or female validation or whatever type of validation you want. We all just want to be loved, goddammit. Back to a little bit of a lighthearted stuff, because I know the shadow work and the actual truth behind why you are obsessing over this person, craving a text back, wanting them to notice you. That stuff is hard to get over, but let's talk about the texting game. I know it's cheesy to talk about, but it's so important because a lot of people don't understand text etiquette. Number one, don't call them out of nowhere if you just met them. I think this is obvious. I feel like girls be knowing this more than guys do. Like, I feel like guys will just call you out of nowhere and it's like, sir, why are you calling me? There is literally zero reason to be calling me unannounced, unless I know you like that. But no, seriously though, keep it balanced. Match their energy. If they don't text you back in 8 hours, it doesn't mean you can't respond immediately, but I would say, like, don't respond in 0.2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, give it a good like 15 minutes if you actually do want to have a conversation. I'd say just keep it a balance, because at the end of the day, you don't want to come off like you're desperate, especially at first. But if you know the person like that and it's chill, don't really worry about like the time you respond to someone or things like that. But also, triple texting or quadruple texting is a little bit off-putting, especially at first. Match their texting style, but also be authentic to who you are as well. Ask them about their day, see how they text. Not everyone is a texter as well, so maybe be like, hey, we should call sometime soon. Which brings me into number 6, which is an essential part of it, which is setting boundaries. It's so important to know what you want, right? Know what you want from a partner and know how you treat yourself, so that when you spot bad behavior, you can remove yourself from that situation, because you actually don't find who you're meant to be with by staying in situations that no longer serve you. Be very clear about your intentions, even if you fear that they're not clear about their intentions. And I say that not to be outright, but when a conversation is necessary to be had, bringing something up in a respectful manner is completely okay. For example, if you guys end up kissing, having a conversation maybe a little bit down the line of, okay, what are you interested in? If you were to get in a relationship, where are you at right now? And believing them when they say, I don't want anything serious right now. Because what they mean is, I don't want anything serious with you. And that doesn't mean you have to cut them off or anything, but keep them at an arm's length, because at the end of the day, having standards and knowing what you do and don't want can save you from low quality experiences. What's that quote again? High standards protect you from low quality experiences. There you go. It's okay to take things slow. If a man is like pressuring you and making you feel bad because you're not doing something that he wants you to do, babe, that's a manipulator. Like, that is someone who doesn't have your best interest in mind. When it comes to genuine flirting, I believe that the best type of flirting is when you meet someone and they are reciprocating of your energy. And what that looks like is laughing at your jokes, light physical touch, moderate eye contact. You get butterflies around them. In the modern day, it's a lot more complicated than it used to be to actually find someone who you resonate with. Starting things off on a friendship is not a bad idea at all, and being able to see someone and take their actions for what they actually are is so important. Move with discernment. Don't assume that since someone is showing you all of these things at first that that's how they're gonna be like in a relationship. Pay more attention to the red flags than the green flags. If the red flags are non-negotiables that you will not tolerate, stand on that and believe it, and that also comes with time and experience too. I hope you found this video useful, because these are all things and ways that I'm getting my shit together. Talking about getting your shit together, you made it to the end of the video, which means you want to get into my free support group. It's called the Get Your Shit Together community. It's a free support group filled with young adults who are all trying to get our shit together, and we are almost to 500 members. We might actually be at 500 members by the time this posts. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm also doing a 21-day challenge right now. Each day comes with a video and a worksheet. Days 0 through 7 are free, and then days 8 through 21 are $21. You can also get solely the worksheets as well. I put a lot of time into that, so if you want to support the channel, go over there and buy the 21-day challenge. If you're watching this far into the video, be sure you like this video, subscribe, and comment down below if you have ever centered men in your life and what that resulted in, because I feel like a lot of us have experiences where we've been pick-me's before, and that's not like a negative thing, but it's something we kind of had to learn. So just let me know your experience with that down in the comments. But yeah, you guys, with that being said, check out my social medias. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm in the middle of recording the video. Can I call you back in like 15?
Yeah, you could, but I wanted to talk to you meow.
That's really sweet. You obsessed with me?
I am.